Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yes.
7,500, we could have bought one of these. Yep.
Yeah.
There, you took a bite.
Teacher said she paid $1,200
Yeah,
for
remember
her
he was
house.
playing guitar that day, he and George
Well,
were.
well,
But of course they did a lot. You know.
Right, I forgot.
Yeah, it's funny how things have changed. Everything today is going to be big.
Right.
This is the same land as the house that we first lived in. Could you sit over close to the baby so I can take a picture with you?
Sit down and take a picture with the baby. Don't get closer to the baby. Get close to the baby. Can you do that?
Hey, big guy. Hey, Anna.
Oh, look at this! Terrible, bro.
Oh, I wanted to make sure. She's my sister. I'm supposed to do those kind of things.
Really good.
Front yard.
Oh?
Hey,
Ruining the camera out here.
you have to ring with the new camera. Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day. That's what it said when I turned it on. Automatically, it came on. Happy Mother's Day. I didn't program it. It just automatically.
Was not a Catalonian. He was a Brady. He was all Irish, and when he came to the States, he started working for the Catalonians, and they adopted him.
Oh.
And nobody had ever known this. So
Did shift on this one.
Rob,
What?
are kids playing upstairs?
There are a couple here. Did you hear all that banging up there?
No.
couldn't hear because the baby was crying. I hear the little foot.
I'm playing kids, we gotta take the cake out of that.
Yeah.
Put it on the baby over there.
No, he's going to be
Leave it
fussy until he goes to sleep, Mom.
If you want, I don't think it's melting all that fast because it's been.
The brown tips from your eye.
Oh, no.
Yes, he did.
We had breakfast with a young man who's taller than you were this morning.
Oh, yeah?
I asked him for his bouquet of flowers, but he said it was for his mother.
Turn it down the cake.
Well, there's two cakes. Which one are you going to
She was in the living room.
tell? Is cake in there?
Yeah. Big, juicy one.
You want to sing happy birthday to...
Yeah. Yeah.
Mom, I'd like to cake,
Go ahead.
hi, sing happy birthday to Dad. We're staying here with you.
I'm going to be here with you until everybody's like,
Here's some.
I don't know where your father
He
is.
might be in the bathroom.
Break that camera someday.
Your father's hiding.
Yes, where's my father?
I haven't used it. Your father?
He said, where's my father? I said, I don't know where your father is.
No, it's dead. It's dead. I'm getting them. Baby. Hey, you. Get down from there. You're going to hurt yourself. Yeah, come here. Come here. We're going to have cake now. You want cake?
Yeah.
Yeah, go in the dining room. Come on, everybody can squeeze in there.
Happy.
Oh.
Hey, get in here. Let's go sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear love. Happy birthday to you.
that's very good.
The birthday boy.
You're gonna blow the candle.
There you go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right, don't worry.
You want a piece of cake? What kind of cake do you want?
I took a few pictures, Frank. That was...
Like it's not even under.
Taylor. What you doing? Taylor.
I want some ice cream.
You don't care.
How many months is that, right? So it for 2 months, they told me. And I
It's open his mouth.
Oh, no, we were just calling to see if you still wanted it. Yeah.
Man, I'd really rather not have a big dog.
Them know what I
So what?
Buddy go. Where's Buddy going?
You guys want to play a game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't press it.
Okay. Here you go. Use that controller.
And Becky?
You and Becky, yeah. Okay, let's do this. Okay, there you go. Make it move.
Wow, that's pretty good.
You're doing it.
What's that?
The dog barked.
What's that
Here, watch.
noise?
Watch this.
What?
Wait.
Make them move.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
You did that?
You cutting that down?
Bye.
Bye. John. Never mind. Hey. That's how I will forever remember you. With your tongue out.
Some work he's got to do. Expose. And he just leave this. Well, they're going to maybe. I think we're sitting there. I think Barbara and Nick.
We had a
They didn't see her come in.
but the boy
I wouldn't want to. That is so nice. And I used to say, why don't we do that? And I said, no, I don't want to.
if he did it, we would like it.
Nice guy, you save a young man.
Okay, I'd like to welcome you all here tonight, honoring Freddie for at this point in his career. I'd like to thank a couple of the people who put this together. The decorations. Actually, the first person who jumped on the bandwagon as soon as this became a reality was Barbara. Barbara Juneau. She really got things rolling. She's done the decorations, the table centerpiece. And then she assigned the other jobs. I got this one. Sam will be doing some presentations later. And at this point, I'd like to say, now most of us here know Freddie because we've worked with him. Some of us for a long time. I've worked with Freddie for 15 years. And, but a lot of people here don't know Freddie's family. And I know he's got a lot of family. So what I'd like to do at this point, if we could, I'd like to introduce the family. And if you'd stand up at that time. Now, sitting on Freddie's left is his wife, Edith. Okay. I get to talk to Edith occasionally on the telephone if I'm working late. Right. Now we have a brother, Eddie, and sister-in-law, Norman Manfredi. And we have brother-in-law, Nick and Barbara Gentile. Okay, now we have some daughters. We have Vita and Rob Hazelrigg. Is that right? Yes. I see a camera in the hand. We've got carrying on a family tradition. Mike got the job of photographer. Mike Allison, otherwise known as Painter. If you happen to be sitting around his table tonight, you'll probably find out why. And also on my left here are Madeline and Tom Bogert.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Tom Bogert right there.
He's coming
Tom is coming down from New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay, he will be here. And we have 2 of the grandchildren. How many total do we have, Freddie?
9.
9. We have 2 of the 9. We have Jessica and Thomas here. You want to stand up, Jessica and Thomas?
Okay, you can sit down, hon.
And right down here in the center, table 3, we have sons, Louie. We have Eddie and Kim. There's a little one back there. We have another granddaughter. Okay. Mary Elizabeth. And Frank. And Frank. Did I miss anybody? Okay. Okay, later on during the formal part of the program, we're going to have some presentations to make. I know my boss, Sam Corliss, is speaking, and John Booth, who's in charge of the whole contract, will be later. But what I'd also like to ask is anyone else out in the audience, this will be later on, after you've had dinner and a few drinks. If you'd like to come on up here, if you have any thoughts you'd like to share on working with Freddie. I know some of us who didn't work with him way back when might like to hear what some of the folks who were there then have to say about Freddie. So I think at this point, I think it's time to sit down and have some salad and have some food and carry on with this a little later. You know, tonight, what we realized Freddie, some of you probably know this, when Freddie came to work here at Fort Monmouth, it was January 1946. He finished a tour in the Army during World War II, and came to work here at Fort Monmouth not long after that, January 2nd, 3rd, and Well, we realized 2 years ago that he'd been here 50 years on the job, doing the same job at Fort Monmouth. But that was pretty remarkable. And, I suggested we do a newspaper story, and he adamantly refused. He said, when I retire, which at that point we figured, oh yeah, right. But I was just speaking with Henry Carney there about this, and I think we are going to be able to get a story into the Monmouth Message now. Henry just brought something up that's pretty interesting. I wonder how many people in the Fort Monmouth community Freddie has touched throughout all these years with all the photographs. I mean, Freddie has photographed an awful lot of people. Some of those people, a lot of time. It's been, I've been, my job for the last couple of years to oversee the lab, and the only problem we've ever had with Freddie is overshooting. Freddie's one of these guys, he does not like to sit down. Now, I've been doing photography for 25 some odd years, and if you're being paid by the hour, you're on a job, it can be an affair like this, and you come in and you shoot, and you pretty much get it covered after a little while, and then really there's nothing to do, and you sit down or you disappear. Well, Freddie doesn't like to be getting paid for something and sitting around doing nothing. He keeps going. The name Machine Gun Freddie has. What I wanted to do. Freddie has got to be the only photographer working as a professional photographer, I'll bet, in the entire country, who has gone from this type of a camera, 4x5 speed graphic, with flash bulbs, got film holders, where each shot is, this is 2 shots. And take a picture, you put it in. I heard about how to use these. You shoot the picture, you put it back in. Little practice, you turn it over, you put it back in, you take your second shot. Now, and you place the ball. You carry a pocket full of these things. And when these go up, they are hot.
That's why Grant had all those pockets.
So in those days, you didn't shoot quite as much as you do. Now, Freddie, as I'm saying, is probably the only guy in the business in his professional career who has gone from this to what we're using today. It's the latest digital camera. This is a Kodak digital camera. This is $20-some-odd thousand.
Oh,
and has become proficient. Some guys, you don't expect sometimes guys are going to pick up computers. Guys like me in my 40s are going to get into the computer age. And Freddie has picked it up really well. I mean, this camera, I showed you what it's like. This camera has a card in it. You put about 50 images on this card. And you don't have to turn it over. Freddie has shot a lot of 35 millimeter. He made the transition from this to 120 to 35 millimeter. And there has been times when we thought about issuing Freddie one of these again and taking his 35 millimeter away. Yeah. We did a tally that, we did a little research, it took a little digging, that over these 52 years he has shot, and realized that it wasn't always roll film, 37,238,524 rolls. That's just a rough estimate. But shooting stuff. Oh, one job in particular, I remember. It was one of the evening affairs over at Gibbs Hall. Everybody's dressed up and dancing, and you got to realize, all of us photographers, we're visual people. Fort Monmouth is a little on the lot of the work we do is not all that exciting, not all that visually interesting. So occasionally on these social events, apparently there was a young woman dancing. She had a gold lame dress on. 23 shots. Certainly quite enough our day. It's a real nice fitting dress. There's a number of things about Freddie. His optimism. Years ago, they disconnected the hot water to the sink in the back room. It's on the building hot water system that they just disconnected that boiler. They've checked with us. We really don't need it. We have several other sinks with hot water. But for years, Freddie goes in and turns on the hot water. You let it run, it's going to get hot. 12 years later, it's still not hot. When you work at night, one of the things you'll hear is Freddie singing. But Frank Sinatra is his favorite. I've gotten to know an awful lot of Frank Sinatra songs. The acoustics in the men's room across the hall are some of the best acoustics in the building. What else? Freddie's a resourceful guy. The air conditioning in the photo lab. I realize there are no windows. It's down in the basement of the Myers Center. And it's been that way since the building was built. Every time it gets hot out, the air conditioner goes out and stops working for the summer. And one of our best pictures on the wall in there is Freddie in his boxer shorts, socks, and a t-shirt working in the dark room. Another savings we're going to have when Freddie does actually retire is going to be tape. I think many of you were around the Depression. They didn't have tape in the Depression, I guess. Freddie has tape. We have enough tape to supply the entire U.S. Army. Probably a couple of years. Every sort of tape you can imagine. No, we're going to miss you now. One of the things, and I guess I can talk about the new status. Is that okay? This is the first time I've heard of it, and it's certainly the first time we've done it, is Freddie is retiring, but he's maintaining his status as an employee, as a casual status. So that when we need him for an overtime assignment, night jobs, that sort of thing, Freddie will maintain his badge, he'll keep his keys, his clearance, he can come in and shoot. The only difference is he's not going to be getting paid every week. It's when he comes in and works. So I think that's good that we can. Freddie will still be around. One thing I haven't heard tonight is Freddie laughing. This guy laughs all the time. When you're working together at night, usually it's Trudy and Freddie. Trudy's here, right? Yeah. And I'm off in the corner doing something, and you hear him laughing, you know. What's going on here? Definitely a positive attitude. What else have I got here?
I think that's enough.
That's enough. We've got a few slides here I want to show. I'd also like to ask people in the lobby out there, there's a scroll. If you haven't signed it, please make sure you sign it. There's a pen out there. So we have a record of everybody. So let's just fire up the slide projector here. Yeah, if you look down the bottom there, there's Machine Gun Freddie. This guy doesn't look a whole lot different.
Really doesn't.
Got that Errol Flynn look.
We have Edith to thank for this. Oh yeah, now if I understand, which one is Freddie?
And I'm in front of him. And there's Nick.
This is Edith.
And that's
My
Nick.
wife.
Nick next to him. And Nick is next to me.
Nick, this is Nick. And this is my older sister.
Put it down.
That downtown Asbury Park, Freddie?
Right.
You should have worked on that.
4 blocks of the ocean.
An Argus C3.
He still has it. Oh, yeah,
I want to see the one with the shorts.
We knew that it was going to be mixed company.
Jerry. There's Jerry Lamar.
Jerry!
There we go. That's the lantern slide projector.
Oh, yeah.
That's just stuff I've heard about.
Woo, that's an old.
1956?
Right.
Freddie's aged well.
That's
Okay, there's the camera right there. This is, by the way, Freddie's camera, FSM on it. Yeah, in tape. What's this occasion?
First baby.
Okay.
Baby shower, yeah.
That was at your wedding.
Good job, Fred.
Honeymoon.
Who's that guy?
Yeah, we saw about the World Series.
Chicken coops here.
Oh,
There we go. Killing the turkey.
That's Peter's.
Rita's wedding. Madeline.
You got old fast, buddy.
Three sons.
It's Pete Paul. Holy night, this goes way back.
Oh, that's
25th. 25th. Yeah.
That's the
40th.
40th. 40th anniversary. That looks like the whiskey.
That's the 30th, I guess.
30th, something like that.
There are a number of people here tonight who are in that photograph.
Joe Javon.
Yeah.
He's next
Mike
to Trudy.
Stark.
Yeah, Mike Stark.
Greg Brower. Ernie Clark. Ernie Clark.
Yeah, Shalom.
Joe Javon.
Right next to Trudy. Yeah.
Rudy.
Greg Brower.
Greg Brower,
He
right.
doesn't have a beard. He's back there somewhere. Here's the dancing.
Right.
I'm surprised Ray isn't here tonight.
Red shirt.
Leo Perry.
Where's Leo?
Leo's right behind that girl.
Oh, yeah.
What was this?
Getting an award.
Old General Thomas.
Was that a check, Freddie?
30-year service, I guess.
What's that? What's that?
Those are the old cigarettes. Those are the old cigarette days.
That's like you talk about it. Who are you gonna hit?
Apparently, Freddie, when he did smoke, smoked about 6 cigarettes at the same time. There are burn marks all over the lab.
And then home.
Okay, that's it for the slides.
Right. Where's the shot of him in his underwear?
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's mixed company here tonight.
Let him come to the house and see that. No, actually, you go to the lab.
It's up on the wall. At this point, I think I'd like to turn things over to Sam Corliss. He's got some things to do here.
It's too dark, it won't work.
Bring that back. I want to start off, before I'm going to give Freddie some gifts, I want to start off and get a little serious. We're really going to miss Freddie. Yeah, it's been 16 years for me. I know Freddie's been here a hell of a lot longer than that, but for me, that's been a really good 16 years, and I'll tell you, he's one hell of a guy. As much as everyone in this room already knows, that's why you're here. You know, I liked a lot of Michael's stuff. I was going to use the machine gun Freddie one, but he beat me to it, so I can't. There's a couple people Michael's already thanked, but I want to make sure we thank Michael for all the stuff that he put together and all that. He's really done a lot of stuff. Mike Allison, who everybody knows is Beaner, for doing the photography and doing all the slides and everything else that he got set up. Barbara Juneau especially, all of the setup for the whole thing, taking care of the club here, all the decorations that she did, Michael's already told you, it was absolutely fantastic. It couldn't have been any better. A lot of people. I personally, before I actually give Freddie the gifts, Lisa's not here, is she? She didn't show up, right? She was supposed to. I want to thank Lisa publicly, even though she's not here, because she really did help me. My job was the gifts. Barbara delegated, and this was a pretty tough week, and we had some hard times, and we couldn't figure out what to get Freddie. What do you get a guy who has everything? So we thought about it, and actually, Barbara, lots of tea. So Barbara had some ideas on some things that Freddie, some interests, and Lisa came up with what they were, and actually she even went and got them for me and everything, so I really want to thank her. I think Freddie's going to like them anyway. Let's see. All right, we got a couple of gifts, and I even hear there's some gifts down below here that I don't know about that some people brought, so I'm going to hopefully get some help from the audience. If it's yours, tell me so I can tell who it came from. The first thing I want to give Freddie is something that some of the people in the Photo Lab and in video, especially Jeff Harvan, put together. And it's a tape. I know Freddie probably has every Frank Sinatra tape there is. And before I go, I just got to tell you, Michael was talking about Freddie singing. The first time that I ever heard that, I was up in my office, and which is actually upstairs from the Photo Lab, far away. And it was late, you know, and all of a sudden I heard this, and it was loud. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I eventually got up and I went downstairs, and I think Trudy was in the printing room, and Freddie was in one of the dark rooms. So the doors were shut. There was like 2 doors shut. These are heavy doors, and then plus a main door out the back of the Photo Lab, plus all the way upstairs. And I said something to Trudy, and she said, "Oh, he does that every night." So I went home. Anyway, the first thing I want to give you, Freddie, is a Frank Sinatra tape, and nobody can really see this, but I wish we had we should have brought a video camera, Jeff, and a video projector. We could have put it up on the screen. But what we have there is actually it's a picture of Freddie.
Oh no!
Okay. And the name of the album is Freddie Sings Frank Sinatra's Boat. So when he sings, he really can sing.
Oh my God!
Now I'm stalling. Beaner's reloading. Did you hear the one about Beaner?
No, let's not say that.
Don't go there, Sam. Okay, let's see.
The season.
Okay, we're going to hold that. I don't know where this came from.
I found that when I was doing my travels getting stuff for this party, and I just thought it's a new kind of camera that Freddie hasn't used yet, and I thought he might enjoy it.
Squirter. I'm not sure, but I think Freddie probably has used one. But anyway, here's a camera squirter, Freddie. Oh, I know one of the things I forgot. We forgot. Before I get into the rest of the some of the stuff that has to do with Frank Sinatra and a few other things, there's also another band that I think Freddie likes. And I know this was a long time ago when he played with them, but when the Beatles first came out, Ringo wasn't really there. Everybody knows that. It wasn't that everybody knew who it was, but it really was Freddie. Here's proof. Photographs don't lie. True. You want to come up? Well, I'm not really cheering him on, because I don't even... Who's Freddie at work to give it to him?
Hey, Sam, we can't figure out why she hasn't killed him.
I know. This is just a joke, kids, and you'll understand it when you open it. After you open it, I'll explain it.
Oh, I believe that it is.
It's the year it comes from, like, it's cheap.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, you can give that one back.
Talk about tape.
This is called getting even.
What is it? It's a snake bite. Oh, my God.
Snake bite.
Yeah. Somebody fixes things around the house? I can't get the back in a minute.
One is way out of this. How much was it? Okay.
Everybody knows that. You got it. You got it.
Take pictures of it.
She was feeling what? Yeah. Thursday night, okay. That's the last one, though.
That's a winning one. They told me I find the oldest dollar, and I saved that one for a couple of weeks.
Wow, look at all the numbers. 10 million tonight.
10 million tonight. Hey, you never know.
She wants me to hold it. Give it to me.
Those are the original photos go back to Mrs. Manfred.
Oh, okay, we won't give those out. Okay. What do I do first?
Season.
Yeah? Okay. Like I said, it's been 16 years I've known Freddie. I really almost thought I knew everything about him. I heard kids' names all these years. I know. I've heard all about family all these years. A lot of different things. There's something that actually I don't think many of us knew that Freddie liked, that we just found out about. And luckily Barbara had an idea, and then Lisa came up with one idea. So one of the gifts we hope that is not a joke, that you can use and will use. I'd like you to open it, and then I'll explain what it is, because it's a little, there's a few things that go with it. So. You know, we all knew Freddie works nights, and most of the stuff we really never knew what he did during the day. You know, I mean, I always just thought he slept.
Yeah.
He stayed up most of the night. Sometimes I would come in the morning, you could see on the computer that he hadn't left you know, he was supposed to leave at 12:30, he was here till 3. I mean, and we knew that. We may believe we didn't, but we didn't. Well, we just found out that sometimes during the summer, Freddie likes to go to the track. So what we have here is called a VIP package. What that does, Freddie, it gets you into the track anytime, the whole entire season for free. With the pass, you have to take your little pass there. What's here is parking tickets. I'm not sure how many, but I hope they get you through the summer. There's a reserve box seat in the clubhouse, I believe, that goes with that. It's written in there. There's also something you have to do. You have to bring your little card. They won't let you in. And there's also a free racing form that you get. So you get all of that as many times as you want to go for a whole season. I certainly hope it's more than one. Now that you have it every time.
Hey, Sam?
Yeah.
He goes to the track every day. Edith will love us forever.
Something's telling me that was fixed. Okay, I'm going to hold that for a second. Last but not least, Freddie, I think you're going to like this one.
No, Mom.
I can't read.
Read this one, yes.
You'll like
I
that.
heard that it was hell to wrap because of its shape. So, yeah. Move in front of the podium.
Where you are.
Come on over here. Oh, okay. Do me a favor, go a little easy. Freddie's a little rough sometimes. He has his own hammer at work. You guys know that? He does. He has a hammer that's only to fix things. Right on the hammer. Okay.
FSM on the hammer. Yeah, you should put on his coat.
Oh, somebody taped it even worse. He's going to get his hammer. I need somebody.
Do you want those scissors?
Thanks. I'll probably cut myself.
Billion.
Okay, that was easy. Okay, Freddie. I'd appreciate it if you'd be very quick.
Boy, that's terrific.
Oh, wow.
And listen.
That's very nice. Wow.
Very nice.
Service for 8.
Very good.
You liked it.
Actually, Lisa thought of them. Lisa really did a great job. I just want to close and say that, you know, again, it's a bittersweet day. I'm really happy for Freddie that he's retiring. I'm really going to miss him personally. I think a lot of people in the room are too, but everybody that works with him knows him. There isn't anybody that I know that doesn't love Freddie. All these years, there isn't anybody I've ever heard a bad word about Freddie. We're just going to miss you, Freddie. We're going to miss you a whole lot. So come back at night and do some of our shoots for us. Now I'd like to introduce one of my bosses, Tua, the general manager of we work at home. You know, he's got a presentation. John Booth.
Who would work for it this week? We haven't been acquired by anybody, so. I'm probably looking around here. I'm one of the junior people in the room. I first came here in 1987. I left in 91, and then I came back in 96 when this contract. So when I look around in some of these pictures and I hear about 16 years ago when you did this and these other things, I am a junior person. But I think one of the first things I remember is you taking my picture with my wife at a function at the club, and we have some of those around the house, so we appreciate that. But it's, as the general manager, it's my duty to make this official and to give you a retirement certificate and to hang on the wall. So I have a certificate for you here, and I hope that you... Well, and but I also I went to the garrison commander in his office and talked to George Mudd also today, and they were unable to make it. But they asked me to pass on to you a United States Army garrison coin. And for those of you who aren't military, coins are big things in the Army, and every organization has theirs. And this is the one from Fort Monmouth, and they're given to individuals. This is a coin for excellence, and it's a coin for excellence to you. Freddie, I'm sure you have some from CCOM and others, but this is one from the garrison for all the support you've done. And I haven't taken it out of the foil, so it doesn't have any fingerprints on it. I'll let you put the fingerprints on it. But thank you again. What I didn't say is that we really hope that you come back and remember us. And you've just gone to another member of the family, and as opposed to being active and coming in every morning, you're still part of us and Star Wars family. And we want to hear the stories and hear what's going on with the grandchildren. And all about the things you win at the racetrack.
Share.
So,
Share. Not here. Share.
Share the stories, right?
Win.
Share the winning stories. But no, come back and let us know what's going on and keep us informed. And we really want to see it and share. You've been a part of our lives, and everyone's here for a long time. And you need to keep us informed. And, I know that you've got married for better or for worse, but not for lunch. So when you don't have the track or other things like that, come back, please. Thank you very much.
At this point, I'd like to ask, we have a nice cake up here. It says, we'll miss you, Freddie. How about if we have Freddie and Edith come on up here and cut the cake, and we'll get a picture, and then we can have dessert.
What? Thomas.
That's a big knife.
All right.
All right.
There's a knife. There's a knife.
Frank Manfredi. You couldn't ask for a better friend than Frank Manfredi. Sometimes hard to reach, but he'd do anything for you. Anything. You wanted a cup of coffee at 3 o'clock in the morning, he'd take you over to his sister next door, this was before he was married, and he'd wake her up, or she would up. We'd all have a cup of coffee. And I never could figure it out, but that's the way it works. And when I first met Frank in building 612, in the late 40s, he was a slow starter. He'd start like in the afternoon. I don't know why. And we'd be almost finished, and all of a sudden I'd hear a lot of racket in the... We used to do a lot of contact work, 8x10 contacts. And they demanded, I don't know who was demanding them, but they demanded them by the hundreds. I don't know what they were going to do with them. But Frank would start the work, and the machine was like an automatic thing. Ba-boom, 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 that's all you hear in the contact room. And he ran his tests. Chemicals were already oxidized, but he ran a few tests. Then he'd make 400, 500, 600 prints. And we'd save them to the next day. We made fresh chemicals and they wouldn't work. The prints were no good. So, came up too fast. Yeah, something happened. But Freddie, congratulations. It's been a long time. And we've been down a lot of roads together. And you couldn't be a better friend to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's interesting, Pete Bova's back there. I've been fortunate to have 25 or more years in the field of photography. When I was a Cub Scout, Pete was my Cub Scout leader, and he introduced me to photography. He had us bring in a negative and to the community center, and we made contact prints and developed them. And if anybody who's ever done that, to see your first image come up in the developer, it's pretty exciting. And so, and Pete's back there. You want to come on up here, Pete?
Well, Freddie was a late starter. He'd come over to the house at night, and maybe about, he stayed at 1 o'clock maybe in the morning. We have the coffee, right? So we'd be outside, he's going to get in the car, right? He got the motor running for past 2 hours. And first thing you know, he's back in the house again. So he's leaving about 3 o'clock in the morning. And, but Freddie was always, I always used to say to anybody that Freddie would even borrow money to give it to you. He's always such a very good friend of mine, and very big heart. And Joe said it pretty much what I would say, that he'd make these tests on with the prints, and he'd box them by the 1,000. The next morning, of course, the developer's all fresh, and he's trying to get the prints out fast enough. But anyway, he was always very a good worker. And from right here tonight, you all attest to it. I have a lot of pictures home I was going to bring if I thought it would be allowed over here, but this is Freddie here with my first wife and my kids, my daughter and my son here, because that's me. And my daughter has 2 grown-up boys, and my son's got 2 grown-up girls. And this is some shot at the old photo lab. And this is the old E.J. Duffy, Frank, Carl Amata, and this lady there. And I remember the negative room there. In the middle of the winter, you know, it's very dark when you first go in there. You work in the film and stuff like that. First thing you know, you see light coming up from the floor. But those walls could only talk.
Come on up. made mistakes like this many years in the business. He doesn't make mistakes anymore. I wasn't aware that he used to make mistakes.
Michael had asked me if I wanted to talk tonight, and I said no. Nah, he's not getting off on anything. I came to the photo lab in 1981, and I had just come back to work. My oldest child, who just turned 18, was 18 months old, and Freddie couldn't understand. Why aren't you at home taking care of that baby? You should be at home. Then I had 2 more. You should be at home. There's days I wish I was at home. But I do like working, and I understand why Freddie worked all 8 years. Freddie in his underwear. When I would come in at night, if I was working overtime, you would have to announce yourself at the door. Freddie, do you have your clothes on? Because I knew if the air conditioning was out that afternoon, when I came in that night, he would be stripped down to his shorts. So he would say, don't come in yet. Okay. Then he'd come to the door, okay, come on in. So I knew I was well trained. The other thing about Freddie is you're coming down the hall at night, you hear, did it my way, coming out of the bathroom. Echoing off the ceramic tile at the top of his lungs. What is that? Then Freddie comes out of the men's room, singing away. It was like, I think he did like the bathroom. because of the resonance. On a very serious note, I really got to know Freddie very, very well. Right after he had had his heart attack. I had taken a call that morning from Edith, and she said, Freddie's going to be a little bit late. Okay, why? He's in the hospital. He had a heart attack. Okay. Freddie's been a father figure to me. When my father was terminally ill, I would go over and sit at Freddie's house while he was recuperating from his heart attack. He'd say, come on in, have some coffee. Coffee? Lots of coffee. And he would just let me talk and talk and talk. I'm going to miss you. That's it.
No, I came all the way up from South Carolina tonight.
Some of you may not know me. I'm Nella Hodgson. I work for the chaplain school. And used to be at Fort Monmouth. Several years ago, we moved to Fort Jackson in South Carolina as part of the BRAC move of '93. And I think some of you were in the building where we used to occupy, I guess it's now Millette Hall. It used to be Watersfall.
You took the name.
We took the name, and now our new building is in Watersfall. But I remember that a lot of times the chaplain school would have different events in the evening, different chaplains, banquets, dining ins or dining outs, and it was always such a relief when I would call up and say, is Freddie available tonight? And they'd say, oh, yeah. So Freddie would come out, and I'd say, well, it's a small event. So take, maybe 4 or 5 rolls, and I'll take a contact sheet. Well, the very next morning, I'd get a call from Shirley, your contact sheets are ready. How can that be? He was there till 10:30, 11 o'clock. And I said, well, how many? He said, well, I took 35 rolls. It was so much fun to see him do that job because he would be up on the chair, he'd be flat out on the floor, taking every possible blank. How many pictures did we need of the chaplain saying great? It was a lot of fun having you there at all those events and those boring speeches and all. And I really miss you now, because guess who has to take all those photos? Next.
I just wanted to say, Freddie, that I've been here for 15 years. And I think most people know I'm a baseball fan. I can remember going to an Old Timers game 20 years ago, and it was in Washington, actually. It was the first, what they call it, the Cracker Jack Baseball Classics. The game was almost rained out, and I thought we were going to miss this game that I've been looking forward to for a long time with all these great old-time baseball players. And the game finally was played. But the thing that told me it was going to be okay was when I heard Red Barber's voice. And that's what Red Barber always, or Red Barber, Mel Allen, those kinds of baseball announcers, they made me feel better when I heard their voice. And I know at Fort Monmouth ceremonies, the last 15 years, it wasn't an event until Freddie showed up. And I know often I would be taking care of my business, and I'd look up and I'd see Freddie there, and he always had a smile on his face.
Get me to the table.
And it made me feel better. And I think that's one thing that Freddie did for a lot of people at Fort Monmouth. He made them feel better in a lot of different ways. And you did make an impact, Freddie.
Anybody else out there? Okay.
The Meyer Center, the area that's now the office of the print plant was our office, and when Freddie was ready to go out on a shoot and he had to put on his coat and tie, he would change there because there was nobody else there at night. And we had a cleaning lady that used to come through at night. One night I walked into this office, and there was Freddie in his boxer shorts and his T-shirt and his socks and his garters and his best shoes and nothing else. I walked in from one end of the room. The cleaning lady walked in from the other with her broom in hand, and she dropped it in this big crash and just burst out laughing. Freddie turned around and he burst out. So I burst out laughing, and all three of us were laughing for quite some time. So then Freddie pulled up his shirt and said, "You want to see my scarf and my bypass?" Jordan really didn't, but she went back out the one door, and I went back out the other, and it didn't happen. But I spent several years on night shift with Freddie, and even when I've been on the day shift, I have a tendency to be there quite a while into the evening, so I spent quite a bit of time with Freddie, and every minute of it's been a pleasure. So I'm going to miss you too. But one thing that you haven't been able to do for a long time, the cafeteria in the Meyer Center has been closed when you're there. But now you can come over and have lunch with us because you can come in from the outside, and we hope we'll be seeing you having lunch with us.
Anybody else out there? No. Here comes my story. Freddie, you're not getting off easy tonight.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike Stark. I started in 1981 with Freddie also. I'm an Irish guy from Canesburg. They put me in this photo lab with Pontecorvo was the supervisor upstairs. Joe Chavone was the other supervisor. Freddie was the employee. They put me to work with Freddie. I didn't know who the boss was. Our normal day started, it shouldn't be day, it was the afternoon. Our normal afternoon started about 1 o'clock. We'd get a job in. It would come down from the top, down to Joe. Joe would give it to Freddie. Freddie would say, "We need overtime." Give it back to Joe. Joe would go back up to Harold. Harold would say, "There's no overtime available." He'd come back down. We'd start yelling, "Apanavle, go to what's the other one you used to use, Joe? Sicilians? Or... This is my introduction to the Italian heritage. I know just about every curse in Italian working in the photo lab there. And it was fun. And I must say, it was more, in a year and a half that I worked there, I have more memories And that's why we still talk about it. Some of the people that work in there, and I got to say, once Freddie, you work with Freddie, he makes an indelible impression upon you. Don't never forget working with him. His dedication to his craft, I think, is shown by a lot of people that work here. We had one job where we started setting up batteries. It had to be over 300 batteries that they wanted one shot of. We set up it had to be almost 3 days of setting up batteries from maybe ½ inch up to 2 by 3 feet, all in one shot. It took almost over, I guess about 3 days to take that shot, set it up in the lab. I don't think anybody else would have done it with the expertise and the lighting that Freddie has done. They don't do the studio work like that anymore. It's all done with, they will tell you, with computers now. But back then it wasn't. It was actually an art and a craft. And Freddie was a master in it. And there's no more like Freddie. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Anyone else like to say anything? No. Okay, well, in closing, I would like just to close on this note that why Freddie, the timing on Freddie retiring, I think it's just another testament to the character, the type of person he is. We've had a reduction in force. And we know people were later. Freddie was not scheduled. Thank you, Mike. Freddie's a great guy. And we're going to miss him. Freddie. Yeah.
Go home?
Go home.
Go home good right now?
I appreciate everybody in this room. Really love you all. And God bless you all. Thank you.
We've got the room for another hour. The bar is still open, I believe. Taking coffee. So thank you all for coming.
Come on. Ready for that? That's right.
All right, need some room.
Yeah. Chairs. How about the parking lot? That's where we get
Oh, look at this.
You're going to sit right in the middle, yeah. Oh, boy. I'm next to the oldest, so I got to sit here.
Who's taking the picture? Where the hell's the cameraman?
Right there.
We got trouble getting the camera. Oh, there he is.
Where's the white
Waiting for Frank Bruce down here.
I'm not trying to
Waiting to earn for Frank Bruce.
Next to Joe.
Trying to get Pete over. Greg, there
Greg, too.
Greg, yeah. Greg.
Greg Brown, yeah.
Greg right here.
So sudden.
Hey, come on, get my picture with Fred. Come on, get a shot. Is this the old
No, Pete over.
Pete over. A couple more.
Who else?
Sure.
Where you going, Pete?
He can, still can. He still can. Ooh, look, it's getting thin up here. I just saw that.
Oh my God, you can see land.
Look at that. Holy cow, what happened to you, baby?
Hey, man, who's your hairdresser?
Good Mike.
Yeah.
No, Mike Perry was in government.
Come on, Pete.
That's right.
Yeah. Mike's one of the young guys.
We're saying.
I'm the young guy.
Ooh, now we're really
What are you doing with the lens there? My glasses good about it?
Huh?
No, we can take that out now, it's okay.
After you take that, you take one of my camera?
We got computers.
everybody?
Take care of that. Mikey, come around. Get in there. Mikey, come around and in here.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just surprised as photographers, you all don't know how to pose right away.
Well, we do the posing, we don't do the, you know, we're not posers.
Okay, everybody.
Oh, Z's.
We're the posees.
Huh? Yeah, we lost right there.
Yeah.
Would you take one of my camera?
Hey, Russ, all right.
Yeah, Russ.
Get tall, Russ.
Good tall Rusty.
Hey, where's Sanderson? There he is, all right. Oh, he's an instant horse.
What are you doing? Here you go.
I won't recognize you. We'll be good about who it is.
They're getting younger.
We have a lot of group pictures like that.
We gotta get Beaner in this. I wanna get Beaner in this.
Oh, yeah. They get, Rob, take a single
shoot
shot. Okay. Rob will take it.
All right.
Look, he's bouncing.
Think you opened up the lens?
He wants to
There you go, baby. Wrinkles.
Okay.
You remember how, boss?
You know, Jerry's getting tired of holding me here, you know?
Okay, here we go.
Check the angle on that.
One more like that.
Yeah, come on, get a straight shot. Go with what you know.
2 and 3. Good.
Wonderful.
Before you play the whole...
My knees are locked up, I can't get up.
Wait, come on, come on, me out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 1. You're on the puck. 2. 3.
Thank you.
There we go.
My daughter's
What?
Good, baby.
baby.
Is that going to scare my nose or
What'd you say, bud?
Losing his hand.
Wow, how many did you have? It looks like 7.
You can have a red bag. You look so cute. How are you? I know. You look like a lot of fun.